Hi, welcome to Back 40 Auto Works. My name's Jeremy. My friends call me Styles. This is a program about myself trying to build cars with very little money and even less knowledge. And I'm learning along the way. I've been around cars for quite a while. Most of my life, I've been at dealerships for at least 20 years. I detailed for 30 years. So I know a little bit, but not as much as I'd like to know, but the mechanical and the body work and all that kind of stuff. If you've been watching my channel, and I thank you very much if you have, we have two major projects. One's a 78 Skylark, I'm going to put a 5.3 in, and the other is this thing. This is a 1940 Hudson Super 44. It was a street rod built a couple years ago by a gentleman, I believe in the other end of the island, and he spent a lot of time and money and love on this old car and built it for another fellow who I've since met, and apparently it caught fire at some point. So this is what is left. Um, as you've noticed, I jump back and forth between project to project. I've been trying to put some more time into the Buick, but it hasn't been going very well. I've been trying to swap some pulleys, and a friend of mine attempted to help me with that as well. However, the puller we've been using was not quite strong enough to get the job done. I still have to put some manifolds on it. I got to put an alternator on it, a bunch of other things. The motor is in the car, of course, but it's November here. It's wet, it's cold, it's raining. Been raining for about 2 weeks, so the Buick is outside because this had to come in, as you can see, from the rust, which was bare metal at one point from the fire. However, because I can't do anything on that right now, for the time being, I'm going to do a bit on this tonight, and we'll see what happens. Now, I don't know how much of the heat warpage you can see from the fire. I'm trying to run my phone along the profile of the roof so you can see. There's one kind of dead center there at the edge of the roof. As I pull my phone down, you can almost see the crown is not perfect. There is a raise in it. Again, there's that divot. There's another one you can just barely see. Right there, just in front of my hand. It's quite a dip in it. I'll try and get a little better angle on it. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting here is terrible. I apologize. There you can see it, just at the top there, the crown of the roof. There are several of them, and as I run the camera this way, you can see the roof is not quite uniform. It doesn't have that nice, long, gentle curve it's supposed to have. Again, all from the heat warpage from the fire. Now tonight, I'm going to attempt to figure out how to fix that. There's another low spot right here on the front. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try and push it up here. When I go to take the pressure off it, it doesn't want to stay, it wants to relax. That is, of course, because the metal is stretched. Again, my lighting is not great. So, there you can start to see the warp in it there. So, another one right here. If I tilt the phone enough, you can sort of see. There, you can see it right there. You can see the gentle divot instead of the crown is supposed to have. And if we look in the car, let's see here, we'll get some light on. Above the driver's door, there's a strip of metal. It does not fit tight to the top of the door as it does in the back. It's warped from the heat. On the passenger side, you can see here where the roof is supposed to meet the door. We've got a buckle here, here, some warpage under here, and again there's my spot where you can see it does not sweep like it's supposed to. It goes up into the roof a bit. So we're going to attempt to try and figure some of this out. Also, I should note down here, the bottom of the doors, they do not meet the doorpost here like they're supposed to. And that's basically on the passenger side. The front and the back of the back door are the same. The front door also sticks out from the door post at the bottom, at the back of it. At the front though, it's okay. And you can see the warp in the door itself. So basically, those spots are stretch. That's why the metal has a dip and a dive in it instead of the crown that's supposed to have. So how do you fix metal that's stretched? Well, you have to shrink it. I learned that from watching Bad Chad, like most of you probably have. So how are we going to go about shrinking it? I'm going to try and slice these dents with my zip disc for now. I'm going to cut maybe a next pattern in them and try and push steel up and hope that that relieves some of the extra metal. Going to try and retack it together, and I may have to cut again, maybe 2 or 3 times the X. So as the metal comes up like it's supposed to, it's down like this, as it comes up it's going to want to overlap, I'm expecting. We may have to cut it 2 or 3 times, like I said, and weld. And we'll see how that goes. Of course, first I'm going to put my sander on there and sand some of the rust away, and we'll attempt one and see what happens. And hope we'll probably all learn something. I'm sure I'll mess it up at some point, but that's what bodyfield's for. This is not going to be perfect. This is not going to be a show car. I mean, I'll show it, but it's not a $100,000 rig. It's going to be just basically for me, my friends, to cruise around in. And so I will get it as close as I can, and then we'll put some body fill on. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm not sure how much you can see. Again, the lighting is not great. These glasses here have bifocals on them. I didn't know you could get safety glasses with bifocals, but they're making me a little, Anyway, there's one here. Well, one goes along there, and there's 3 or 4 down the back. And I can push up on that, but it doesn't, if it doesn't want to stay, you just touch it, and it pops back down. Again, a sign that it's stretched. So I'm going to put the grinder on that, remove some of the rust, so we can get a nice clean spot to do some welding. Fitted a lot worse than I thought. Up here on the roof, there's going to be a lot of fill on here. I might have to run the sandblaster over this after to get. I've been told I should epoxy this sooner than I had. Probably should have done that. Probably should have done that when I first got her, but the time wasn't there. We'll do the best we can with what we got. I can really feel the divots and the dents as I go over with the grinder. You can see a stretch mark here. And the roof is, the rest isn't on it. If we're lucky, the roof might be the only. I'll get the camera closer so you can see just how badly this is pitted. Up there, you can see little pits and divots. She was, yeah, we might be putting plaster on it yet. I don't know if you can see the actual dent in it, but it is there. Anyway, we'll get the welder out, see what we can accomplish. After, of course, we do some slicing and dicing here. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is maybe there is a crown right here. I don't know if you can see that. That kind of comes up like this, and then the divot comes down. So I think I'm going to maybe cut a line right through this way, and perhaps that way, the X pattern. And we'll see how that goes. Again, I just need it close. I don't need 120%. She's not a show rig. I don't have the knowledge Bad Chad and Derek Barry have, so I'm going to go with what I know, which isn't a whole lot. But, you know, most of the voices in my head are saying, give her a shot. We'll see what happens. Well, there's one guy who's saying stuff I can't repeat, but we'll see. So yeah, I think the crown is all the way around here. I'm sorry, not the crown of the divot, but you can see. I guess you probably can't. I can't get the camera on an angle where you can peek at it, but. That's actually kind of scary. Now you can see where this is already starting to fall more because we've released the pressure. So what I actually want to do, I think maybe I can come to here and here with that cut as well. I'm wondering if I shouldn't maybe put a hammer on that. Let's see. And she's relieved. And pay no attention to the wiggling and jiggling. I got the camera balanced, or the tripod balanced on the running board over there. Like maybe we'll put a clamp on her. I'm thinking. Yeah, you know, she's not. Hopefully we didn't just ruin the car. I'm not 100% positive. We'll see. Do I want to try to push it up like that? Slice it again. Yeah, you can see as I push it up, it wants to close. So I can't help but wonder if I shouldn't slice it the other way. This is a learning experience for me, so yeah. Is the body hammer even going to do anything at this point? Just gonna warp stuff. Probably. What's that going to do for me? One there. See this crown here when I hit it. I don't really want that crown there. There, she popped back in anyway. So, let me get something there. That's actually coming along pretty good. From this side I can see there's still a divot in there. But we gotta get out. I think maybe do that. Tack it a little bit like that. And then there's, I might have to do another one right there. We'll see. Yeah. You can't tell, but some of it has already been removed. All right, so I've propped this up with my low level and a piece of wood, which probably is not the right thing to use for the time being. But just enough to put a tack or two there. See if that's going to hold itself for me. And we'll try that and see how it goes. And then we will try and pound and bring this other side up here to meet it. This line here is much better than what I started with. It has most of the crown back. Hopefully it will stay after I tack it. Anyway, this is as much a learning experience for me as it is for anyone else who hasn't done it. We'll see what happens. All right, so my plan is to tack this here and maybe a couple more back here. And we'll see how it goes. Turn the heat down. Just blowing holes. Well, I might get a wire. Well, as it turns out, I'm at a welded wire, which is not terribly surprising. Usually when I get started on something here, something grinds me to a halt. However, we'll run into town tomorrow and pick some up. It's Remembrance Day here. It's also 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, or I guess 10 on Saturday night. Nothing's really open right now, so I'll scoop into Crappy Tire tomorrow, pick up some welding wire, and anything else that I happen to maybe think of, and we'll carry on. See you tomorrow. So one of our recent developments is we picked up this little green Fiesta for my daughter. She still wants to be out, but we're not going to have it ready in time for her to enjoy it during school months. Hopefully she'll be able to have it for prom. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, this thing's running and driving on a bad little car. We just need to do some brake work, some bumper work, and tear the heater apart. Anyway, this thing's pretty well running and ready to go other than that, so at least she'll have something to drive. Although, it sounds like we have to paint it. She's not fond of the color. Kind of a swoopy looking little thing. Not a whole lot of kilometers on it. This hasn't been on the island all its life. It's been back and forth to Ontario a few times, which is why the body's as good as it is. If it was here, it would have a lot more rust on it than it has now. Anyway, should be a decent little rig. All right, so we're back. As I said, I had to run to town to get some welded wire. That, of course, translated into some other things. When my wife found out I was going to town, I was handed a list. So I didn't get back last night like I had intended to. It's actually a couple of days since I left. Anyway, did get the welding wire, picked up a couple other things, and of course, Dave and I went and looked around the car that I don't need, but you'll find out that eventually. Anyway, we're back and try and tack this in place and pull my supporter from underneath it and see how it goes, see how we did. This is my first attempt at this, so we'll see what happens. Gonna need a little more speed on that wire. It's not wanting to tack. All right, we'll try that. go for blowing holes. A little bit warm. Yeah, that panel is thin. We're blowing holes, and I'm not a great welder, so there's definitely going to be some fill in there. Let's see if I can pull that. No, she went right back down where she was. Right back down where she was. Oh, well, we'll keep trying. I must say the balance is taken out of it though. That's a little better. I need to work on my welding for sure. This metal is quite thin. I'm just using the flux core welder, and it's the lowest settings I can get. We're not having a good time with this. My welding skills are not up to par tonight. Not even a bit. Although we're getting the dent worked out. The welding's terrible. So this actually has not been going very well. The metal is quite thin. I'm blowing holes in it quite quickly. And my welding, I'm not the best welder in the world, of course. Now I've been able to fill some of the holes. And as you can see there, the one line coming from the roof towards the back and the bottom there, I've been able to start to get it to work. And it actually has slowly been taking the shape out. But one of the biggest problems I have right now is right in through here, there is another crease. Runs right along here. And I'm going to have to maybe cut that and release it because I start to make some headway. And then this crease here sucks the metal back down again. So it's stretched in quite a few different places. Anyway, I'm going to work on that for a bit. We'll see how that goes. I think I am just going to cut this line, I think, right in through here. And sorry for the poor camera work. Again, it's just me. And you can see my welding is not fantastic at all there. However, the metal is quite thin and it's blowing holes pretty quickly. I have the welder in the lowest setting. I've been able to fill some holes and repair it, but I'm making a mess. But hey, that's what body wheel fills for. So again, I'm just learning. We'll figure it out. I think, like I said, I'll cut that other line. That'll release a little more tension, and we should be off to the races if I can stop blowing holes. So there is, as I keep saying, another crown right in through here, or not a crown, a divot, sorry, where the metal, of course, warped from the heat and stretched. So I'm going to try and cut a line in through here, see if that will relieve any of that. Looks like it comes all the way here, and I can feel a bit of a crown there. I might even go right to there. I don't really want to do that because my welding is not great, but we're going to try. Seems to keep wanting to let this whole piece fall. I wonder if maybe I should have done that part first instead of cutting it through here. Again, all we can do is see what happens. It's definitely. I might have to cut it there too. It's stretched, and as I push out, it does want to try and close it together. Maybe I'll put the jack under there. I think what I'll do is put the jack under there and see if I can push that up until that seam closes together, and I'll try and tack it and see if I can tack it. See what happens there. That is actually where that crown is before. No. That might be all we need. Might be all we need. I think maybe I should have done that first. I got too much pressure on all this stuff here, and it's all trying to take different shapes than what it needed to. Well, it's a learning experience anyway. Might have to go a little further. Not fell away. It's already starting to lift up. Already. These things. That should have started. That should be good tact. All right, I should be able to let that down. Push up over there. It's definitely helping. Definitely helping. All right, so as you can see from the cutting, as I showed a few minutes earlier, the shape has come back. I mean, all I've really done is cut some of the pieces here that were stretched from the heat, and they'll pretty well lay back, as you can see. I do have my jacket under there and my 2x4. In the meantime, just trying to hold things up in place while I'm doing this. But as I'm welding it together, it's gradually taking the shape anyway and wanting to stay there. Problem I have is, as you can see, the amount of holes I'm blowing. And, you know, I'm not a great welder, but this is really difficult. You just touch this thing with the welder and she blows a hole. So my plan is to cut some strips of tin, lay them on the back side of these underneath here, you know, up there inside the roof, clamp them in place so that when I go to weld all these together, as you see as they fall down, they close up the gaps. When I go to weld these gaps together, instead of blowing holes, I will hopefully catch another piece of tin and have more to weld too. So that's going to be a time-consuming process. I also have to go take these clamps here and cut them here and here, and I'm going to put some extensions on them, maybe about a foot long, so I can go in under there and grab things and hold 2 or 3 layers of tin together. Because other than that, we're pretty well dead in the water here for now. But I'm happy to see that the overall plan is working. Just a combination of my mediocre welding skills at best and just how miserable this stuff is to weld. And I'm probably not getting it clean enough either. So anyway, she's working not too bad. As you can see from the profile, we're gradually getting the curve back. And that's what I need. And this is the worst one, so I figured we'll tackle it first. There's still one at the back there. I don't know if you can see it. And there's one kind of in the middle. And again, the light is so poor here that, yeah, there it is. You can just see it. So, and those are the worst ones. Once we get that, we're rolling. And that's probably going to do it for this video. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot has been accomplished, but I've been kind of fighting with this for 2 or 3 days now, between housework and other things that need to be done, and getting kids where they need to go, and trips to Canadian Tire, and looking at cars, which that's another story. But there may or may not be another machine coming in the yard yet. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe, and with any luck, I'll have some more of an update on this next time. And I'm hoping, really hoping, to get some dry weather to go back. I get a little more done at Buick, but I don't know. I think that kind of might be sewn up for a while yet. Could be snowing anytime. All right, thanks again.